Welcome to Sharps and Flats with Kingsley, everyone. In this video, you're going to learn the song Second Line. It's a famous New Orleans tune. It's 12-bar blues, and you're not only going to learn the melody, which we also call the head, but you're going to learn 6 versions of that melody, 6 variations, what I call alterations. So by the end of this video, you're going to have the melody and 6 versions of it that could stand alone as solos. Each one changes a little bit, and that shows you the process of taking a melody and changing it little by little to improvise a solo. Because when we improvise, or when people stand up and solo, they don't just make it out of thin air. They're using tools that they have, and the biggest tool you have is the melody. So have your music up on the screen right now or print it out. I prefer to have it printed, and let's listen to it and let's learn the head to Second Line. Here we go. Okay, now you've heard the melody, you've heard the head. Let's learn it. If you're already comfortable with the melody, you can shoot ahead to Alteration 1. Go find that here in about a couple minutes. Okay, so for the first 2 measures, everyone, the first 2 measures of this melody and each alteration are what we're going to look at. Okay, so for the first 2 measures, in the language of jazz, we like to use words and syllables to articulate it. So say this after I say it. Are you ready? Looking at the first 2 measures of the melody. Dot, 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 do, dit, ba, do, ba. Say it with me. 1, 2, say it. Dot, 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 do, dit, ba, do, ba. Okay, now play that on a concert B flat. Just the first note of the song, play that rhythm. For example, dot, 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 do, dit, ba, do, ba. Play that on a concert B flat. 1, 2, 3. Great, now we've got the rhythm to those first 2 measures. Now add the notes to it. Play the first 2 measures as written. 1, 2, 3. Again. 2. 1, 2, 3. All right, great. Now go to measures 5 and 6. It's the same rhythm. We're just going to change the notes. We'll play it twice. 2, 1, 2, 3. Again. 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now the next 2 measures are very similar, but something happens there in measure 8, and there is a rest, and you've got to be very specific. So, measure 8, say this, say the language of jazz, say dot, do, dit, do, ba. Dot, do, dit, do, ba. There's a rest in there, so play that rhythm on one note. On a concert B flat, play. Dot, Let's go ahead and add one more note, the note of the next measure to it. So measure 8 plus the next note, the rhythm on one note here. Dot, doot it, dooba dot. Say that. Dot, doot it, dooba dot. Now play that on a concert B flat note. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now play the actual notes that are written. So play measure 8 plus the next note. Notes that are written. 1, 2, 3. Again. A 1, 2, 3. Let's do it one more time just for good measure. 2. A 1, 2, 3. Okay, here is the last 4 measures of the song. I'm going to trust that you've already worked out the notes to it. You practice the notes on your own. Great to do one note at a time. For example, the second measure from the end. Now, I'm not including the tag, but the 11th measure. Those 4 notes, do ba do dot. Those 4 notes, it's part of a pentatonic scale, which we'll cover in another lesson in the jazz pack. But that is a great thing to play, just one note at a time, just to get those notes down. So here we are, the last 4 measures, measures 9, 10, 11, and 12. 2, 1, 2, 3. Again, measure 9, 2, a 1, 2, 3. Okay, we've been starting in measure 9, but now what I want you to do is play the 2/8 notes right in front of it. The 2 notes right before that. Starting on those 2/8 notes, say this. Say, dooba dot, dooba dot, dooba dooba. Say it. 1, 2, 3. Dooba dot, dooba dot, dooba dooba. Then the rest of it is dot, dot, dot. That is the rhythm. That's kind of how you can articulate it with your mouth. Now play that. I'll demonstrate it. You play it. This is the pickups to measure 9. Play it. 2, a 1, 2. Again. 2, a 1, 2. All right. Now, let's start there and play measures 9, 10, 11, and 12. The pickups to measure 9, we're going to play it 3 times. I'm just going to really hammer these 4 measures in this part of the video. Later on, you're just going to have to know it. Here we go. Pickups, 2, 1, 2. Again, 2, a 1, 2. And last time. Here we go. 2, a 1, 2. Okay, you're doing great. Keep plugging away. You're getting it. You're getting the notes. You're learning the language of jazz. You're hearing me play those rhythms. Now, let's listen to the song played straight, that melody played from start to finish at the metronome. If you have one, if you don't have one, make sure to get one. At the metronome marking of Oh, I just dropped on the floor. Of 100 beats a minute. Stay tuned. Here you go. Here's the melody, the head, at 100 beats a minute. This 12-bar blues song that repeats over and over, people solo, other instruments solo. At the end of the song, it has a tag that I call it. And that tag is what you see as the last four measures. It says the word tag on your music. Now, it's very simple, but the last two measures of it is something that's very, very, you hear it a lot in jazz, and it's this. Let's learn that. So the first two notes are, very easy. Bum, ba-da. Then you go up a half step and come back down to it. So one note at a time would be. Let's do that one note at a time. Ready? Now play dot doo ba doo dot. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. You hear my chirping? Yeah, I did too. I don't like that. 2. 1, 2, 3. Okay, really get that down. Now here's the next three notes, one note at a time. Now you, one note at a time, ready? Again, ready? Now the entire tag, those four measures, sounds like this. You play it back to me after that. 1, 2, 3. Now you. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. All right. That's great. Everyone, this is just an overview of all the variations of the melody that I've created. And you can see by the colors on the screen, the red color just indicates what the change was from the melody to this one. And then in Alteration 2, I changed just that note. And then in Alteration 3, it made that change. Alteration 4, there's a little bit more changes. Alteration 5 is completely different. Then Alteration 6 is very similar here and then very different here. So I just wanted to give you an overview of this. Now let's just kind of look at the first two measures of each alteration, just so you can kind of understand where it's going and why we alter it. So the melody is bum, thump, bum, ba, boo, da, ba, doo, ba. Then the first time you modify it or change it, do, ba, da, do, dit, da, do, dit, ba, doo, ba. So we changed the rhythm. Now when you come to this one, we change one note from this one. Do ba da do dit da do dit ba do ba. Okay, you can see how it's developing. The next one. Do ba do da da do ba do da. So we kept that change of that note from up there, but we changed the rhythm a little bit, giving it some more flavor. Then here in Alteration 4, do ba da do da. Here we kept some of the same notes from the original melody, but we changed the rhythm. Then we added a little flat note up here. By the way, this whole sheet is for clarinet. Bass clarinet, tenor sax, trumpet, they could all read this. If it's not the same for you, that's totally okay. I'm just showing you, I needed to use some part to show you what the overview was. Your notes might be very different if you're a flute or tuba or trumpet, or saxophone. So in Alteration 5, very different. But do da 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 do ba do da. It totally changes the flavor, and that's something that you can do as a soloist. Right in the middle, give the audience the melody, the head, then start to alter it, change it little by little. They can still track with that original melody, but then all of a sudden you give them something completely different. But da do ba do da do ba do ba do ba do ba do da. I mean, that's kind of a cool thing. Then Alteration 6 repeats that one, only up an octave higher, and then brings a change here to the end. You don't need to know all these changes. You don't need to print this out. This isn't for you to memorize or anything. It's just for you to understand that when you play a song, you'll often play the melody. Then when you begin to solo, you'll change the melody a little bit. You just keep changing it. Maybe give the audience something different here. Then at the very end, which I don't have down here, there is the melody again. You repeat the very first head, the melody, so that the audience can hear the ending. Sounds like the beginning, and then they know it's over. You're going to hear that at the very end of this video today. You're going to hear the melody, all alterations, and then the melody again played in one long song, and it's a challenge for you to go there and play along with it. Even if you can't play the notes yet, the more listening you do, the better you get. Everything in jazz, it is all about listening. This is your best tool. Yeah. All right, go for it, everyone. Okay, so here we are. Here is that Alteration 1, the first time that we vary the melody. The first measure is different. Say this. Say do-ba-dit, do-dit. 1, 2, say it. Do-ba-dit, do-dit. Now play the first measure, me and then you. 2, me and you. Again, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now the next measure is the same. Measure 3 is what we just did, so we don't need to learn that again. Measure 4 is the same as the melody. Now measure 5, let's practice that one. It's the same rhythm. Say it again, say do-ba-dit, do-dit. Say it, 2, 3. Do-ba-dit, do-dit. Now play it, me and then you. 1, 2, me. And now you. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. Okay, you've got it. Those are the changes to the melody for Alteration 1. Now, 2 measures later, there's a little change again, but it's the same as the first measure, okay? Now, let's listen to it at 100 beats per minute, and you can get this inside your head, listen to me play it, and then back up the video and play along with me. Here goes. In Alteration 1, we changed the rhythm. Now let's add what's called a neighbor tone. Here's Alteration 2. The first measure, play this. In fact, let's do the first two measures. I'm going to play it, and then you look at that one note that's different. Do you hear that neighbor tone? It's a note that instead of the old note, we went one note above it and came back to it. I think you know what it is. It's the fourth note of the first measure. And that note, I put it as a neighbor tone in each of the first four measures. Let's play the first four measures together, me and you. 2, 1, 2, 3. You're getting it. You hear that neighbor tone? It's flavor. It's tasty. That's cool. Now I'll go to the next two measures, measures 5 and 6. In the same pattern, I took a neighbor tone and put it up. Listen to measures 5 and 6, and then you play it, okay? Here goes. Me first. Now you. 2, you and me. Again. 1, 2, 3. All right, that's some flavor. Now the next two measures are the same kind of as the first two measures. So let's play the next two measures plus one note. So as I count, 3, 4, 5, 6, we're doing measures 7 and 8 and the first note of measure 9. I like to go one note past. It kind of helps bridge the gap. Me and then you. I'll play 7, 8, and 9, then you play it back. Ready? Now you. 2, 1, 2, 3. Again. 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now you can see where it's going. The rest of the notes are the same, okay? Same as the last version. So in articulation, what am I talking about? Alteration. Alteration number 3 changes it quite a bit. So we're just going to have to practice each measure. Okay, so here we go. First measure, say this. Say do ba do ba do ba. Say it. 2, 3. Do ba do ba do ba. I'll play it, then you. 1, 2, you. Again. Do-ba, do-ba, do-ba. Yeah, it's flavor. Second measure. Me and then you. Say dot, do-ba, do-ba. Dot, do-ba, do-ba. Dot, do-ba, do-ba. Yeah, you got it. I'll play it, then you. Now you ready? Again, 2, 3. 1, 2, last time. Wow, that is so cool. If you were going to articulate the first two measures, it would be do-ba, 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 dot, do-ba, do-ba. Now let's play the first two measures all together. 2, me and you. That's it. That's it. You're getting it. The next two measures are very similar. There's one little change, and it doesn't happen till measure 4. Play measure 4 one note at a time. Me and then you. Play those 4 notes. Ready? Okay, you've got the notes down. Now say do-ba, 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 do-ba. One more time. Do-ba, do-ba. And by the way, make sure that your foot is tapping the whole time that we're playing and counting. Yeah. Oh man, jazz is great stuff. Now play those 4 notes. Me and then you. You. Go. One more time. Great. Now let's play measures 3 and 4 together. Starting in measure 3, if I was going to articulate it, I would say do-ba, 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 do-ba. Let's play it. 1, measure 3. Again, measure 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3. Last time. 1, 2, 3. We're getting there. Now measures 5 and 6 is the same as measures 1 and 2, just different notes. Okay? So, let's play measure 5, one note at a time, like this. One note at a time. Ready? Yeah. Now articulate the rhythm. Do-ba, do-ba, do-ba. Ready? Say it. Ready? Go. Do-ba, do-ba, do-ba. Now play it. Me and then you. 1, 2, me. Now you. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. Good. The next measure. Say dot, do-ba, do-ba. Say it. 2, 3, 4. Dot, do-ba, do-ba. Play it. Me and then you. 1, 2, you. Again. 2, 3. Yeah. Now let's put those two measures together. Measures 5 and 6, me and then you. Play with me if you want. 1, 2, me first. Now you. 1, 2, 3. Cool. Do it again. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah. You are getting this. You really are. If you are someone that's never played swing, this style of music before, never played jazz, and you're having a hard time tracking along, that is totally okay. Again, just hearing the rhythms, hearing the language spoken, not only the dictation like dooba, but hearing the notes and the rhythms come out of my sax, and hearing swing is, you can never learn a language until you hear that language. Of course, you could try to speak another language, but it doesn't sound fluid. It doesn't sound like a native speaker because they've heard it since they were born, All right, so now moving on to measures 7 and 8. Very similar to the first couple measures. So let's play measures 7, 8, and the first note of 9. I'll demonstrate, then you play it back. 1, 2, measure 7. Put that rest in there. Play with me. 1, 2, measure 7. Yeah. In measure 8, say this. Say do-ba-do-dit. Say it. Ready? Do-ba-do-dit. And by the way, sometimes I sing the actual pitches. Sometimes I just sing monotone. I'm not really good at matching pitches with my voice, but, I try. So sing it one more time. Do-ba-do-dit. Ready? Do-ba-do-dit. And then you rest, right? Do-ba-do-dit. Do-ba-dot. Play that. Me then you. Ready? Play it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, great. Let's go ahead and play that again and finish the song. No, not the tag, but just finish the 12 measures. Starting in measure, what is that? Measure 8. 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Whew, that is pretty cool. That was Alteration 3. So now we're getting on to Alteration 4. It's very similar. So keep hanging on for the ride. All right, here we go. We are moving right along. Here is Alteration Four. Let's just go for it. In the first two measures, say this with me. Say do-ba dit dot do-ba. Say it, 2, 3. Do-ba dit dot do-da. Or do-ba, I should have said. Now listen to the flavor of it. Play it. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now the next measure was the same as the first measure from last time. So let's not even practice it. But look at measure 4 now. Measure 4. Say this, everyone. Say do dit da. Do dit da. Do dit da. I'll play it, then you play with me. 1, 2, me. Okay. Measures 3 and 4 together, me and then you. You, 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Wow. It's so cool. Measures 5 and 6. Same rhythm. It's do ba do ba do ba do ba do dit da. It just changes the notes. And I think you're getting the hang of this. You're starting to see how we're just taking a pattern and moving it to the next measures, next two measures. So here's measures 5 and 6, me and then you. 1, 2, me. 1, 2, you. Again. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Woo. Okay, now the next two measures, let's just go for them. So measures 7, 8, and the first note of measure 9 to cross that bridge. I'll play it, then you play it. 7, 8, and 9. 1, 2, 3. Again, you. 1, 2, 3. Now, just to throw this in there, I'm going to articulate it. Look at the same notes as I sing it. Do ba do ba do ba do ba do do dit. Right? I'm going to do it again. I forgot to add those last three notes. Do ba do ba do ba do ba do do dit. Do ba dot. Yeah. Play that again. You and me. 1, 2, 3. Okay, you've got it. You've got measures 1 through 8. Now, measures 9 and 10 each have one little change in them. For the first time in all the melody and alteration so far, this is the first time we have a change in these two measures. Listen to measures 9 and 10 plus the next note, and I think you'll hear it. Woo! Did you hear there was a neighbor tone that went lower and then a neighbor tone that went higher? Let's play it. Measures 9 and 10. By the way, it's the last note of each measure. That is the change. 9 and 10. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. Let's do now. The rest of the next two measures are the same. So now you can listen and learn. Here is the entire alteration number 4 at 100 beats a minute. Play along with it. Play it several times. Listen. All right, here we go. Alteration 5 is a total change in flavor. If you were to play each of the melody and these alterations, one after another, they've kind of been developing. Now we're going to change it. We're just going to change the story all of a sudden. So for measures 1 and 2, say this. Say dot, 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 do, ba, do, dot. Say it. 2, 3. Dot, 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 do, ba, do, dot. Now I'll play it, then you play it. 1, 2, you. Again, in one breath. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I messed up a little note in there. So in similar, look at measures 3 and 4. It uses the same notes, but we're changing it up a little bit. Measure 3, say do ba do ba do ba do ba. Say it. 2, 3, 4. Do ba do ba do ba do ba. I'll play it, then you play it. 1, 2, you. Again, 2, 3. Now add the next 3 notes to it. Just go for it. Me and you, measures 3 and 4 together. 1, 2, 3. Dot, a do, do, dot. That's fun. So measure 3 and 4 again. 1, 2, 3. Now let's play measures 1 through 4. Dot, 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 dot. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, that's fun. Now look at measures 5 and 6, the next 2 measures. It's the same pattern, it just changes the notes. So, figure out those notes. You know what, go to measure 6 and play one note at a time. For example, got it? One note at a time. Ready? Okay. Now say do ba do dot. 1, 2, say it. Do ba do dot. Now play what you just said. 1, 2, 3. Again, 2, 3. Great. Now measures 5 and 6. Dot. I can't sing it that high, but dot, 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 do ba do dot. Play measures 5 and 6. 1, 2, 3. Man, so cool. Now play the next two measures. Don't even think about it. Just go to measures 7, 7 and 8, and just play it with me. 2, 1, 2, 3. Ooh, very similar to measures 3 and 4. Let's do it again. Measure 7 and 8. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, that's really some fun stuff. Do you see how you take an idea like, and then you change it, do ba do dot, or do ba do ba do ba do ba. That's what improvising and playing by ear and all that is. It's just taking an idea, changing it little by little, and making it your own, making it something totally new that no one's ever done before. And that's what you're doing. And this process in this free lesson here is showing you how to improvise, how to take an idea and develop it. Now, go to measures 9, 10, 11, and 12. We just really changed up the notes here. Let's just listen to measures 9, 10, 11, and 12 from me, and then I want you to play it back. I think you'll notice the last two measures are the same, but the first two here are very different. 1, 2, 3. Let's play that together. 2. 1, 2, 3. All right. Let's do that again and then play the whole thing, the whole Alteration 5. Measure 9. 1, 2, 3. All right, great. So now listen to Alteration 5 from start to finish at beats per minute, BPM, beats per minute of 100 on your metronome. If you don't have a metronome, I strongly encourage you to get one. There also are metronomes online. There's apps. They're free. If you just Google the word metronome, it comes right up on Google. Set your metronome and play to it often. Here it is, 100 beats a minute, Alteration 5. Go. Alteration 6 is very similar to Alteration 5, except there are some changes. But in this case, you just have to listen. Just listen to me play it, and then you play it, okay? The first 4 measures just is the same as Alteration 5. It just takes it up an octave for most instruments. Some instruments I did not write it up an octave because I didn't think you could handle those high notes as a beginner, maybe as an intermediate player. So here it is. I'll play it right now. We'll do this a couple times. Here is the whole Alteration 6. Just listen to it and then try to play it along with me. Here it is. I think you're going to really enjoy this. 2, 1, 2, 3. There you go. I encourage you, play that along with me. And then I'm going to play it again here in just a minute at 100 beats per minute. And just listen to it, and play it back to me. But I want to throw this in there before we go. Look at that second to last measure. So measure 11. Those notes are called a pentatonic scale. Penta means 5, like a pentagram. Or the Pentagon in Washington is a 5-sided building. So a pentatonic scale has 5 notes in it. So look at that second to last measure. I did this on purpose. That is a pentatonic scale. It plays the 5 notes of the scale and then repeats the first note up an octave. By the way, a pentatonic scale is the first, second, and third note of a scale, the 5th note, and the 6th note. So if you were playing like a concert B flat major scale, it would be the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 6th of that scale. Those 5 notes are what's called a major pentatonic scale. I encourage you, really get those notes down. That's what all of this soloing was built off of, but I didn't want to teach that to you till the very end here. That pentatonic scale is something very valuable, and there are variations of it, but if you learn the pentatonic scale in whatever key you're in, you can just develop solos and play ideas based off of that pentatonic scale. Yeah, stay tuned for another pentatonic scale lesson in the Jazz Pack with Sharps and Flats with Kingsley. All right, so there's Alteration 6. Here it is one more time at 100 beats per minute. Go. You have now done all the alterations and you've practiced through them. Now I have something special for you. This is a challenge. This is every melody and alteration one after another in one long song. So I challenge you here in a few minutes or a minute or two from now. It's going to just start playing. See if you can challenge yourself to play the head, all 6 alterations, and then the head again. That is how most jazz works. You play the song, you give the audience the idea, the melody, then you start changing it and altering it and making it your own and making some cool stuff out of it. Then at the very end, you return to that melody again, play it again so the audience feels like, okay, good. This is where I started. Now it's over, and then the song's over. But when you finish it with that tag that you learned. Dun, 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 dun. Da, do, ba, do, da, do, da, da. And that is so iconic. That so says this is the end of a song. So I challenge you, go for it. Look at all that you've accomplished today. Look at what you've learned in this video. This has been a long one, and I encourage you to do this one several days. Listen to it several times and go through. Pick out the alterations that you like and just play those. The more fun you have and the more emotional you get about anything, the better you're going to learn it. So if you really like Alteration 4, do-ba-do-ba-do-ba-da, do-do-da, and you just want to do that one a lot, do that one a lot. Because you know what? If you get good at that one, having a fun and emotional with it, all the rest of them just get better. In fact, if all you did was learn that one, if then a week from now you just jumped up to read a different one, you would immediately be able to play it much better because you've been so invested in Alteration 4 or whichever one you wanted to go after. Wow, this has been fantastic. Until I see you in the next video, stay sharp, but right now, challenge yourself in this 8-chorus recording of second line. Go for it, everyone.
Thank you.